Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is India and I'm a braider who's going to teach you everything there is to know about braiding and protective styles. Today I'm coming to you with an in-depth parting tutorial and I'm going to show you guys exactly how I part out my client's hair so that my squares give that bricklayering effect. So, if you find this video helpful, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. So, we are going to get straight into it. Now, the first thing you're going to do is part your client's head from the top in the front all the way down to the nape of the neck and from ear to ear. And you're going to want to make sure that these parts are straight, but of course the part going from ear to ear is leveled with the client's actual ears. So it might help if they look straight so that you can get that part as straight as possible, because it's going to set up the foundation for the rest of the parts. So here's a parting tip and how I get my parts literally crisp. I go ahead and part out the section I want, and I go ahead and I apply the edge control directly onto the part and re-part it again. So this way, when you run the comb through the second time, the hair kind of like, you can grab every single one and put it in which direction it needs to go. I also use this Murray's Edge Wax with the extreme hold. I actually prefer the regular hold, but this is all I had. So I'm going to put a little bit on my hand along with the Shine Jam. And this just gives the hair that extra grip, you know, because the Shine Jam can tend to make natural hair curl up a little bit. So this kind of fights that. Okay, so now that we've got the first two parts, the next thing you're going to do is go ahead and part out the different rows. And now as you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows for my medium. And this is me making a TikTok. But I'm going to go ahead and part out those rows and try to make them as even as possible around her head. I'm going to start off with just the nape of the neck, making those first 2 rows. And then I'm going to show you how I bricklayer it, and then I'm going to go ahead and finish the entire head. After parting, I go ahead and put that little section in a little twist and put it to the side so that it's not in the way. So this is going to be the brick layering pattern, and as you can see, I have a square falling in between each part, and the square represents a braid. So you're going to want to start from the middle red line and kind of work your way out to the ears to count out how many squares or braids are going to be in that row. And I'm going to show you what I mean because that was kind of confusing. So for reference, you can always go back to the little screenshot that I posted of the pattern. But in this first row, I'm going to start off by making 3 squares. But the middle square is going to be directly in the middle of the middle part. So that second square is going to be directly in the middle of the middle part. And in the row above it, there's going to be 4 squares, and they're going to be evenly split in half. And that's kind of going to be the reoccurring pattern. And you're going to alternate in between placing one directly in the middle and splitting the number of boxes in half. And here I'm just pre-parting it out just so that I can get a good idea of how many boxes and the size. So you don't necessarily have to pre-part, but I just do it sometimes just so I can make sure that, you know, my parts are chef's kiss. And you can kind of see me flipping the braid like back and forth here because I'm trying to make sure that the row is the exact width that I want it to be. So I'll kind of flip it back and forth just to check and make sure. Another useful tip that I could give is to part out the row and then kind of part each box and put a little edge control and twist it, and do this to each box before you start braiding so that you can make sure that they're all even and that there's no overestimating or underestimating how many boxes you have, you know, so that you can know exactly where each braid needs to go so that it can be even. So this is when I had about 2 rows left, and as you can see, each braid falls directly, can you show it? Each braid falls directly in between a part, so it gives it that full look and that you can't really see so much scalp. So here I am doing the last 2 rows, and sometimes the middle part aligns with the row beneath it, and honestly, it just depends on what size braids you're doing and how big or small your client's head is. But it doesn't look bad, and as you can see in this next clip. But this is the finished product, and as you can see, my bricks are perfectly aligned, and period, like these are my medium. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you've learned anything from it, and also hit the subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. I will be attempting to upload weekly, so stick around for that, and I will see you guys next time.